Here we are getting ready to get on the fireboat down here at San Pedro. Here we are a little closer. Here we are. This is the boat we're going to go out on here in a minute.
He's concerned. He needs a camera.
Just for 1 man, Sure.
11,000 gallons. These winches that you got your hands on, we can grab that ship over there and pull it out to sea. This waterway in front of us is $1 billion a day. So if you kind of want to shut it down for about 2 hours, you affect the economy of our nation. It's hard to believe, but if you can go into a Costco, a Target, any big box store, anywhere in the nation, and basically cut that box store in half, 40% of that box store came through those containers. The containers average about 750,000 a piece. Of course, one of them could have a bunch of toys in it, the other one could actually have flat screen TVs. So that waterway is very important. 40% of the fuel that you use in the western United States comes through that waterway. We're the #2 terrorist strike basically in the nation, mainly because of the economical type of problems it'll create for our country. And that's what this boat was designed for. This turret is designed for those big tanks. So those are fuel tanks, aviation fuel, diesel gas. And what we do with this is when we get downstairs, we'll show you 2 6,000 gallon foam tanks that actually we can create like a big snow cone. We take that round tank, try to hit the side of it, and we make this big swirling with foam, which smothers the fire. And as you can see what's going on the Gulf Coast, we don't want that stuff in our water. 1,000 pounds we can lift up. The average car, 8, unless you drive an SUV, maybe 10,000 pounds. That's what the crane is. Everything back here is our work area, and when we get into the pilot house, and that's where we're going, we like to work off the back of the boat. 3,500 turrets here. What is 35? It would take the 3 turrets on the aft. If you put 10 fire trucks together and had them work as best they could not match those 3 turrets. We have 10 of them. Just kind of give you an idea.
How many people you got on board the boat?
There's 8 people. There's 3 deckhands. One of them's a paramedic. It happens to be a diver. We have 2 engineers. When we get down to the engine room, you see where their work goes. They spend a tremendous amount of time, and that's kind of what that's marked off for. Every piece of paint, every piece of chrome, nobody comes here and does it for us. We do it ourselves. So we try to take. You better be standing up and walking around. So don't give me a chair. The chairs you're looking at, one's for the pilot, one's for the engineer over here, one's for the other engineer over there, and another deckhand or program to run the engines. We can get sonar stuff set up here. We have our radars, we have our GPS finder, we have just about everything, you know. The techno stuff is just over the edge.
Same people up here can be back there.
Absolutely. And we have an anchor, but we don't really need it, because the boat, we can tell the boat what GPS coordinates and what way we want it pointed, and it will park itself there and just hover like a helicopter, and you can walk away from the station and it won't move. It'll just stay there. It really helps us when we're searching for something. We get a lot of dive incidents. There's 8 wrecks off our coast here, and we go out and pull the people out of the wrecks when they get stuck. It seems to happen 5 or 6 times a year. Most of the divers are young. They get over aggressive and they get a little further into what they should be doing. It's a dangerous environment down there, swimming around the wrecks, and we go out and get probably 5 or 6 a year out of the wrecks. So we can find it with that little machine right there. And we have them all charted. We can actually put a GPS coordinates into our autopilot, and the boat will drive itself there and park over the wreck. And then our divers can jump in, go get the bodies and bring them back. So, any questions up here?
A quick one.
Okay.
What's the value of this?
The value? We're going to probably build a new one. It's about $21 million. Yeah. Because we have one of this size of 100 feet, and then we have an 80-footer, and then we have 3 40-footers, or fast attack boats, we call them. But because of the new, they call it OPA, when the XL Valdez went aground, they had to have spill containment, And then in 2011, they have to have fire protection, and we're going to be the fire protection for ships 50 miles out. So the next boat we build is going to be a little bigger, a little wider, and probably a crew of probably 10 or 12, which we are all paid for by every ship that comes in here. The harbor department collects a fee, a fire protection fee, when they come to port, and it pays for us. We're about $24 million to have 5 boats on the water a year. And that's just our salaries. It doesn't have anything to do with our equipment.
Maintenance, right?
Yeah, our maintenance. But when you look at our boat, when you walk around any other work boat, you would not find anything that looks this nice. You know, everything's sitting in the salt water. It's just a constant. And if anybody's ever in the Navy, you know what it's like. They're always, and there's nothing painted, not too many things painted gray on the boat. We're gonna walk all the way down to the multi-purpose room, and then we're gonna go down in the engine room if they're out of it.
Okay.
Got more questions? Okay.
Would you believe this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarters. Really?
These, our smaller pump engines are only 1,600 horsepower. How does that compare to a tugboat? They would love to have our engines, but they got to make money because they're operating all the time. We don't have to make money. We're sitting here. We have 16,000 gallons of fuel. It only took 5,000 to get from Washington, where the boat was built, to here. But we're kind of planning for that tanker fire off the coast to be there a week. So we
How often does this leave the dock where we're at?
Probably 2 or 3 times a day. That's why that multi-purpose room is where we're going to put you, especially the weekends. Mainly it's drunk boaters. It's not the professional boater, because that guy, he's trying to make money. It's the guy who comes on the weekend and he's got the 2 cases of beer, and and it's just the way it works. It just seems like that's what our work is. We have 2 generators in the back. Everything on the boat, with the exception of the lights, runs off 440. And 440 will kill you. So if you stick your finger into an outlet in this boat, it'll hurt you.
Okay.
There's small cameras, and I gotta find you one. And where is it? There's 13 of them, little small cameras. So
There's one right here.
they're everywhere. But there's 13 cameras. So when the operators, instead of running down here and checking something, they can actually see if there's a problem.
Start the boat.
These little boxes are computers for and everything is by computer. Everything is the oil pressure, the oil temperature, how much oil is on the boat. Everything is measured by the computer. And the computer sends that message to the pilot house where everything can be run.